Hello and welcome to the third episode in our series on cerebral palsy. In the first and second episodes, we got information about some of the fundamental concepts such as the definition of cerebral palsy, its classification, prevalence, symptoms and how parents can monitor these symptoms. So the next question people will ask is, what are the causes that lead to cerebral palsy? Come, let us pose this question to our expert.
Cerebral palsy, as I said, which occurs because of the non-progressive disturbances in the developing fetal or the infant brain, that is during pregnancy, during delivery and post-delivery in the first year of life. Any damage which occurs to the brain in this period of time can cause cerebral palsy. So what are the most common causes which you have to keep in mind in the prenatal period, that is during pregnancy? If mother is having an uncontrolled diabetes or hypertension, or she is exposed to teratogens like drugs or excessive smoking, alcohol also can cause fetal hydantoin syndrome, which is can also be a part of, which can also lead to cerebral palsy. So unnecessary radiation exposure in an infection, if a mother has infection during the pregnancy, that can also cause damage to the developing fetal brain and lead to cerebral palsy. These are some of the common prenatal causes, that is during pregnancy, or even if there are multiple pregnancies, it can also cause inadequate blood supply to the multiple kids and lead to cerebral palsy in the future. So that is the common prenatal causes. In the perinatal period or natal period, what we say, so during the time of delivery, if the delivery happens before time, we call it as preterm delivery. So if there is a preterm delivery, and preterm also again it's less than 37 weeks, it's early preterm, less than 34 weeks children are more predisposed to develop cerebral palsy, and they usually develop spastic diplegia. So prematurity is one of the most common cause for developing cerebral palsy. So prematurity, and if there is any at the time of delivery, if there is complication at the time of delivery like prolonged labor or obstructed labor, and that requiring ICU stay and all, so probably that can also cause cerebral palsy. Or at the time of birth, if the child has hypoglycemia or neonatal jaundice or sepsis or CNS infections, that can also lead to cerebral palsy. These are some of the causes for at the time of birth, if a child has some issues, can lead to cerebral palsy. And postnatal causes, the common postnatal causes is at any time child can have a stroke, or it could be child can have a brain infection at the first year of life. These can cause postnatal causes of cerebral palsy. So overall, if you see all these causes, they are non-progressive. So they are a one-time insult. So once they cause the disease, again further they will not increase further. So these are non-progressive disorders. That's why they are called as non-progressive disorders. And another important cause is the cortical malformations, which is actually from the fetal period itself, but you'll get to know only at the later point of time when the child comes to you with small head size or refractory seizures. You'll get to know that this child has suffered a in utero insult, or there is abnormal development of the brain in the fetus.
This concludes the third episode in our series on cerebral palsy. In this episode, we understood what are the causes that could lead to cerebral palsy. As you heard from the expert, some causes originate in utero, that means during pregnancy, and some during childbirth, and some during the stages of development, that means early infancy stages of a child. We will be back with more information about cerebral palsy in our next episode. Namaste.